In today's video, I'm going to be servicing this Harley. It belongs to my mate. It is the Harley Davidson Iron 883. The model number is XL883N, and it's a 2016 year model. It's got ABS and it's keyless entry. It works off a key fob, which is actually quite cool. My mate bought it off someone else, so we're not exactly sure on the service history. So what we're going to be doing in today's video, I'm going to be changing the oil. I'm going to be changing oil filter. We're going to be changing spark plugs, so 2 new plugs. And then we're not sure if the primary is being serviced. So I'm going to drain all the oil out the primary, replace the seal behind this cover, replace the seal behind that cover, and then also replace the seal on the sump plug. And then we'll be filling up with new primary fluid. So that's going to be what we're doing today. So let's get cracking. Yeah, at Harley Davidson. So I'm here at Harley Davidson Motorcycles in Alberton. They're in the same building as KTM Fast. Let's have a look. We had to get some parts for the service. I got the apparel and then some box. Time to get some parts. Got all the parts from Harley Parts and ready to service. All paid up and sorted. Let's head home and do this. I cannot believe how easy this bike's oil is to drain. There's a little pipe in the back here with a hose clamp on and a little plug. Basically we're gonna put my trusty sump. We're gonna put my sump here underneath it. Take the plug out and then open up the oil can or the oil filler, which is over here. So let's open that up. Oh, I'm dripping oil everywhere. Okay, let's drain the oil. I don't think it's going to be much oil. I think it's only about 1.9 liters, but let's just take these out to prepare. That was quite anticlimactic. I was expecting it to come pouring out. While that's draining, we'll sort something else out. Whilst the oil is still draining, I'm going to change out the spark plugs.
It's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer.
Plugs don't look too bad, but we're replacing them anyway. The gap on the spark plug is 0.96 mils to 1.09. So what I basically just need to make sure is that it's not too big or not too small. So it's definitely not bigger than 1 mil. Okay, so there's 0.5, 0.4, 0.02, 0.04. So that's 0.96. And that's tight fit. So I think that plug's fine. Let's check the second plug. That goes in. It's quite tight, so I think that one I'm going to open up a little bit. I think I'll open them both up a tiny bit. Okay, to put the two new plugs in. Again, just going to use a bit of copper slip. Are between 16.3 and 24, so I'm going to go an even 20. So I'm just going to wind up my torque wrench here to 20 Newton meters. And 20. I think the oil's finished draining, so I'm going to plug this up. Just going to wipe this quickly. Plug this up. And then put the hose clamp back on. And then that just goes back up. That's the oil sorted. Now I need to drain the primary. That should be a litre of oil, so hopefully it doesn't overflow my measuring jug. Wow, gave me a fright. remove the old one. Looking at this plug, it's a magnetic sump plug. So looking at this plug, there's quite a bit of metal filings on here. So I'm actually glad that we're changing it out. And then let's take this O-ring off, because I do have a new one for you. Looks like when they changed, if this has been changed, they put some PTFE or thread tape on here. I'm not sure if the gearbox, if it was leaking, the primary. I'm going to take this all off. I need to remove actually this cover as well. So this is that seal in here that I need to replace. These screws have some, I think it's like a thread locker on them. It's a yellow thread locker. So I'm going to use my wire brush to clean them off. And then when I put it back together, I'll put some new thread locker on. Now we can start putting this back together. And I put a bit of Loctite on as I put them in. I'm just going to put 2 in just to hold it in place. I actually need to take that top one out because that's one of my first ones I need to tighten. So there's a special pattern that you got to tighten it back up to, and in a specific order. I'll show you the screen now. just going to tighten it like that. Okay, so the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be the next one I put in. Okay, 3 is going to be this one over here. Okay, 4 will be that one over there. Five is this one at the bottom. And then finally 6 is this one over here. Okay, I need to take my torque wrench back down to 12 Newton meters. There's 12. And now I can talk. Okay, that's done. I'm ready to put the sump plug back in, and then we can fill up the primary oil, and then we're done with that. Sump plug. Okay, this primary case sump plug requires 25 Newton meters, so I've had to get my different torque wrench. Okay, that's torqued. Now we can fill the oil. I've got this silicone funnel. I do not know how well this is going to work. Let's have a look. So my idea is to shove that in there, like that, and then I get a bit of a better angle to pour this in. Luckily it's only a litre that needs to go in. That's the litre sorted now. Now we can close that up. Before I take the current filter off, in the manual it says 100 mils to pre-soak the filter, so just going to pour a bit into the filter. A little bit more. Then I'm also going to just wet up the oil filter, the seal, with some oil. Okay, let's go take the other one off while that soaks. To get this oil filter off, I got the oil filter spanner, which fits perfectly over the back of the oil filter. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay my cloth underneath here, because I don't want, if there is any oil that's going to drip, I don't want it dripping all over the harness. So let's get this one off. Jeez, that is tight. Ooh. No, that's a problem. I'm going to try with power bar instead of ratchet. That seems to be working. Yeah, it is working. Okay. Can go back to ratchet. Ooh, should have put the newspaper under. Yeah. Last thing to do to complete the service is just to put 1.9 liters of oil in the oil tank, and that's as per the service manual. So this is 900 mils, as I poured 100 mils into the oil filter. That's 1.9 liters. Let's grab our stick, the filler cap with the built-in dipstick. There we go. Looks like we need to add a little bit more. Now that I've filled the oil, what I need to do is start the bike and let it idle and get up to temp. And then I'm going to check the oil once it gets up to temp as well, because it needs to now refill all the oil tubes in the full oil system with new oil. So I'm going to start it now and let it run up to temp. Now it's been pumping oil everywhere. Let's check the oil level. I need to top up. One thing I like to do when I finish the service of a vehicle is I normally take my labeling machine and I print the mileage when I did the service and what I did. Sorry, I was mistaken. It's 7,400 kilometers on this bike, not 7,200. So I'm going to say serviced at 7,400, and then I go next line. I'm going to say oil, oil filter, plugs, and primary oil. There we go. And I print that, one copy. Just cut these ends off to make it short and neat. And then I'll just stick this little label on the inside over here. There we go. Now it's just to close this all back up and the bike is done. And that is the service now done. That actually went quite a bit easier than I thought, except for the oil filter being so tight. I have no idea why that was so tight, but it's all sorted now. And I've taken the bike for a little bit of a ride. Oil level's fine, and the oil temp light and the oil pressure light is not on, so that's very good. Thank you very much for watching to the end of the video. I want to give special thanks to my first Patreon member, and that is Mr. Philip Van Coller. He joined the other day, and I'm very thankful for that. Hopefully it's a long relationship that we'll be able to build and keep while I continue to make this kind of videos, working on various projects. Again, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing, and also leaving a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much. Until the next video.